everybody. I want to talk about a topic that sometimes you can just slip into this topic and not, or into this situation and not really know that you are, and that's abuse. So sometimes you can be in a relationship that has slid into abuse, and it's not as obvious as if somebody you just met abuses you physically or emotionally. So I'm going to talk about abuse within a relationship, and I'm going to talk about the symptoms, how you know you are in an abusive relationship, and what to do about it, and the fact that it can be the root cause of depression and anxiety. So in visiting with coaching with a gal the other night, I realized that she was in a really abusive situation, but she didn't know it. And so she started talking about it, and she was making excuses for him. And, it didn't hurt that bad when he hit me, and when he shamed me about my body, and it wasn't that bad. He was just upset. And so I realized you can slide into that and not really realize that you are there. She definitely knew that she was dealing with depression and anxiety, but she didn't know that the root cause of that was abuse. And it was so interesting because she, I talked her into going to the police and turning him in because it was pretty bad. And she just didn't register with her how bad it was until she started talking about it. So talking about it definitely helps, because you can somebody else can give you some feedback that's not in the middle of it, in the thick of it. And that's very helpful, because sometimes when you're in the thick of it, you don't realize you are till later. So some of the symptoms are the ways that you know that you're in an abusive relationship or that you're abusing somebody else. And this is with men and women. Name calling can be very abusive. Humiliation, controlling behavior, aggressive language, invasion of somebody's privacy, shame about anything. If that person is shaming another person for like their body shape or size or anything. Blame, isolation, unpredictable behavior, subtle threats, gaslighting. So, and of course there's all kinds of physical pushing and shoving and abuse like that. So it can be the root cause of anxiety and depression. And sometimes, you can't work on your anxiety and depression without dealing with the deep root part of that. And once you have looked at it for what it is, and if it's a pretty bad abusive situation and you've been able to take it to the authorities and get some help, and then you want to rebuild and take care of yourself so you don't attract abuse. And some of the things that you can do to heal yourself is be understanding of yourself and not beat yourself up. Restore and rebuild. Honor yourself enough to take care of yourself, like with, self-care, things that we've already talked about that help tremendously. Yoga, prayers, music, grounding, all those things are very helpful and very soothing and can just rebuild your sense of self. And that's all I have. I'm sure there's tons more about this topic. Please add it in the comments. I love to get feedback. And I also, on Healingmamahearts, I also love it when you can post ideas that we can talk about that. Because I find that the more we talk about these tough topics, the better people open up and the more that they can shed light, and then other people can learn if we open up and talk about things that are tough. Thanks.